All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 13. Today on the show, a transgender woman is in Jeopardy, and she's doing fantastic. The Omicron variant is here, so get tested so you know if you're sick or not. We have a really good Cringe of the Week, and leftist men are cutting their balls off, literally this time. It used to be figuratively, now it's literally. This and a whole lot more. It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 13, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Ratboy. All right, welcome back after a fantastic week off. We spent some time with the family, Christmas break. We are back on the show, and we actually kind of have to jump right into it. There's something that we need to talk about. We need to basically address. It's something that's very important to me, and it's important that I share it with you guys. So a few weeks ago, Richard Ratboy and I were in town with some friends, and I ran into a girl who was like, "Hey, Fleccas, big fan of yours. My boyfriend and I love your show. Can we take a picture?" So I said, of course, took a picture, had my arm around her, no big deal, got the picture, okay, bye. I soon after realized I did not smell good. So if that was you, who took the picture with me, I don't smell bad. I could have been sweating before that. I could have been playing basketball or something.
But we weren't.
We weren't playing basketball, but I could have been playing basketball.
Fair.
I could have been sweating.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just basically saying, if that was you in the photo, Fleccas doesn't smell, offer me that grace that you would offer someone who just worked out or is just playing basketball.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's pretty fair.
So I was thinking, obviously this is embarrassing. There's maybe some changes I can make. So maybe going forward.
Like what? Deodorant, showering, just general self-care, or?
I was going to say I should start carrying around a basketball so people think that's why. Okay.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. That's reasonable.
All right. Well, we're back. The best podcast of all time. I've been saying the best new podcast of all time kind of to pay respect to people that came before us. The Rush Limbaughs, the Charlie Kirks,
Yeah.
people who have like shows that are good, and Ben Shapiro, people that have, big audiences and continue to do it and perform. But to be honest,
We've done 12.
we've done 12. This is episode 13.
12 is paying your dues.
Like, we were basically now on the same level. So we can cut the best new podcast of all time and just go to the best podcast of all time.
Perfect.
Is that too much of a jump too fast?
I mean, someone's got to correct you, and then we have a discussion about it, and then all of a sudden we're in the conversation in the best podcast of all time.
Once you acknowledge us,
It's too late.
we immediately become a player.
We're in the
So first
bloodstream.
place is Rush Limbaugh. God bless him. Rest in peace. Below that, it's up for grabs.
It's a free-for-all.
And we're in the mix. We're in the conversation. That's all we're saying.
100%. All
right.
I challenge you to,
Tell me we're not better than your show. All right, moving on. Cringe of the week. We have a fantastic Cringe of the week.
There's a lot of cringe every week. I'm noticing a cringe uptick every week.
It's hard. Yeah, exactly. It's hard
Libs
to
of
hide.
TikTok was like a big one that
Libs
kind of
of
exposed
TikTok.
it. That Libs of TikTok actually helped us a lot on This Week in Culture.
They always do.
So it's like, thank you for funneling us all the clips we
Yep.
had to find.
Same with Garbage Human.
Yeah.
This fantastic clips, and they're always on top of it. So this week's Cringe of the week is this family that went to get ice cream. Let's just play the clip.
Can I have some ice cream? Ice cream. Chocolate swirl. Ice cream. Strawberry. Ice cream. Give me some ice cream. Sprinkles. Ice cream. Caramel swirl. Ice cream. Pretty. Please.
You guys can't film in here.
One more time, everybody. Ice cream.
And at the end where the lady goes, again, that one lady's down to run it again.
She's down to run it.
If someone said, they would have ran it again. She was down to run it again.
I get like a physical response when stuff like this is happening.
Yeah, me too.
I can't handle it
I can't do
in
stuff
public.
like that. But this was what makes me wonder, is this family unpinnable? Is this a strong family unit? They're all on board. There's not one kid who's like dragged there like, oh, this sucks. Like, ice cream.
But how does this make them unpinnable? It's not
Because they're like morally courageous. Like I couldn't go into an ice cream store and yell and do anything like that.
I think this is like a sociopath family. Like they don't care. Like I don't think unpinnable is the word.
Well, they have no masks, which is base.
Okay, true.
They're all in it together. There's no one who's like veering off course, like clearly dragged there. I don't know. I think this is a strong family unit, and they're maybe unpinnable. It's cringe. Don't get me wrong. It's cringe.
It's super cringe. Yeah.
And no one wants to be cringe. Everyone's saying, "Oh, I'm not cringe. I'm not cringe." Most people are cringe, and cringe isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like you can't help it if you're cringe. It doesn't disqualify you from being Chad or being unpinnable. So it's like I think this is just like a Chad family who is cringe.
They certainly don't care what anyone thinks.
Exactly.
They're just going about their lives.
And then, like, is it the dad and the mom who are like, this is what we're up to, this is what we're doing?
They had a dance with it.
Yeah.
They had a dance with the song.
It was well choreographed. It was well executed. It went viral.
They probably had a cue. They probably had like a cue, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they sprung in.
Give me my ice cream. Oh, man.
Here's the thing about this particular clip, though. Like, if you're going to go do like a social exhibition thing where you're singing or something, go to like the Christmas tree, like where just normal pedestrians are. I think there's something messed up about just encumbering a minimum wage worker at the ice cream shop with whatever scene you're about to cause.
Yeah,
Don't you think? Like, that's a little messed up.
You don't give people a choice. It's like saying with people that do like subway performances. And it's like now I'm stuck in the train car and this guy's doing flips and stuff and like getting money in a hat.
Okay, yeah, that's the worst. I was thinking like in the actual subway, like doing the drums or something.
No, like in the car. Like I get what you're saying, where it's like you're kind of putting people through something that it's like they didn't come to the ice cream store to get sung at.
I used to take the train and people would just come in and like they'd have like an open wound and they'd be like, "Hello," and it's 8:00 in the morning. You're like commuting to work. "Hello, everyone. I just need $20 to get to the the clinic. I was just released from prison." I can't handle that at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys.
I can't do that either, and I don't appreciate when people put me through that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess the jury's still out. Are they cringe? Are they sociopaths? All the above? Are they based? Are they Chads? I think a little bit of everything. It's where the Venn diagram meets.
I don't know.
I think it's a Chad move to be able to do that. You can't.
I agree with you, but
Fleccas, go sing a song. I'm not Chad enough to do that. I'm sorry.
Very true. But I think we're confusing words here. We're conflating definitions, and it's really just a socio nuts thing to do.
Sociopath father, theater mother.
Narcissist, maybe.
Narcissist, sociopath, homosexual father. The mom's a theater person.
Okay,
the kids are a little mix of both. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad being mean to this family. I don't know.
They're probably a nice family.
Hey, we're just kidding.
But
Dad's
do not.
Gay. Dad's not gay.
That was the too far.
That was the too far. No one's gay.
But if the family somehow sees this, please don't do that again.
Yeah.
Please, and if you're going to do something like that, do it for your family. Don't do it for the ice cream minimum wage guy.
Yeah, do it on home video and watch it yourselves. Don't put it anywhere else. And also, if you're in the family, please don't reach out to me. I would be too uncomfortable to talk to you after doing this part of the podcast, kind of roasting you. And it wasn't a roast, so please don't talk to me.
But that stuff was cringe, and you guys should.
You guys are nuts.
Re-examine.
You guys are nuts.
Re-examine.
And the kids are basically good public speakers already, which is great, setting them up for life.
Confident kids.
Confident kids. So protect the children. How was your Christmas with your rap boy?
It was good. I went home to Chicago, hung out with family, got some good gifts. As soon as I landed in Chicago, Lori Lightfoot announced a vaccine mandate. So doubt I'll be going back to the actual city anytime soon. Got some good gifts. This is actually a gift that I got.
Wow. For the audio only people, it's, what is it called?
I'm holding a crochet, I think.
A crochet, when you have like a little circle of fabric and then you knit into it.
Yes.
Or you sew into it and it's sewn unpinnable in a lovely script.
Yep. Mindful Stitches.
Mindful Stitches.
Probably on Etsy, but my sister got that for me.
Very cool.
Unpinnable.
That's fantastic.
So that'll go in a place of prominence.
As it should. I had a nice time at home, saw my family. I actually, same thing. New York is ground zero for COVID stuff. They're always overreacting. I didn't go to the city. I stayed in Long Island where it's a little chiller.
You never went to the city once?
No. I flew into JFK. And
what are you going to do? I mean, go to a bar?
Exactly.
You can't
get arrested at Applebee's for...
get wrestled down by minimum wage workers again?
For not getting the vaccine that doesn't matter because everyone's still getting sick. But I have to get the vaccine so I don't get sick. But I can get sick if you got the vaccine. So yeah, I didn't want to
wait
take part
in line
in
to find out if you're positive or
You
not.
gotta stand
with
in
other
line.
people who are probably sick or a mix.
You got to stand in the line in the cold with other people who think they're sick to find out if you're sick. And if in that process of going every day to get tested and standing out in the 20-degree weather, you probably would get sick, like a flu or a cold.
Yeah,
So
like-
it really is just like a land of make no sense.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it. I actually have a 3-year-old relative who
Not going to specify.
not going to specify, just
sure.
out of respect to the family.
For sure.
But I have a 3-year-old relative who I had fun playing games with. Got her some fun gifts. Got her a rocket set where you jump on the thing and it shoots a rocket. It's pretty cool.
Cool. I had one of those.
Yeah, it was for ages 5 and above. She's 3, but
Advanced kid.
yeah, we're leaning into it.
Good.
And then also I was playing board games with her, Connect 4.
Okay.
It was pretty fun. It's just like she's like, want to play Connect 4? And I'm like, oh, yeah, Connect 4, done. And then I quickly realized that a child has no idea how to play a game.
Did not know any
Me
of the
versus
rules.
you. We're adversaries in this game. I'm yellow, you're red. I go, then you go.
This is heads up, one-on-one. We're not
Yeah.
painting a pretty picture with the Connect 4.
Exactly. We're trying to get 4 in a row. You're trying to block it.
I'm going to actually dominate you.
Yeah. So it's basically, and you have to put it in this and it goes all the way down to this spot. So it was kind of like a lot of explaining.
Yeah.
And I quickly realized like how little children, it's like a clean slate. It's like they don't know anything. They're not even where to start.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but by the time we got
Not
going,
even adversarial. They don't even know you're there.
it's like adversarial. It's like me against you versus you want to win. I want to win as well. Only one, it's like
they
you
don't
can't
teach that in preschool these days.
Well,
So
you learn it from Fleccas Talks. Uncle Fleccas teaches that.
Uncle Fleccas, you just gave up here.
It's over. We lost it. So yeah, it was fun. And by the time we actually got to the game itself and like figured it out and played a couple of rounds where everyone knew what they were doing, we were just so tired of Connect 4 at that point.
Yeah, you get Connect 4 is like you get 2 reps at it and it's over.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she's like, do you want to play Shoots and Ladders next? And I was just like, no. I can't do a clean slate, explain Shoots and Ladders.
Start from 0 again, explain the entire game.
Exactly. So moving on.
But Christmas was good.
Christmas was good.
We took a break. We're back.
Yeah, we're fantastic. We're happy to be back. Everyone's off this week. Or we're not.
We're back in Florida. We're grinding.
We're grinding. We barely made it back to Florida, it feels like. There's going to be like a vax mandate. We'll get to that later. But
Yeah. Fleccas keeps having this fear that there's going to be like a domestic travel vaccine mandate while he's 1,000 miles away. So that's his biggest fear. And he's like, well, what am I going to do if that happens? I'm like, come on, drive back. I don't know.
So moving on. Remember a few weeks ago on the show, we talked about how I don't like pit bulls. I don't think they're great dogs. I think there's too many of them and they're violent and they tend to be violent and people don't know how to control them.
I remember.
We're not gonna dig the thing up. We're not gonna hit the hornet's nest again.
No dead horse beating.
We already
But
were.
the horse got bit.
Yeah, the horse bites. You're in the hospital. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole thing over again. But we've basically been vindicated since we did that show. Then so many news articles came out about pit bulls and how aggressive they are. Matt Walsh did a thing.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar to you? Or
Well, maybe he saw this and then decided to make a video himself. He must have. That's what it looked like he did.
Yeah, and then I saw another one, kid needed 70 stitches or something.
Yep, exactly. So basically here on the show, we're so tuned in that we're like writing the future's history.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's kind of like a precog, like we're in that
It's almost like-
movie with,
yeah.
with Tom Cruise.
Minority Report?
Yeah, Minority
Where we know
Report.
what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So basically, that's kind of how it feels, where like we speak something and then it becomes reality. We saw it with the vaccine. Everything we talk about basically comes true. And that's kind of how powerful this show is.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the best show of all time now, and we're getting into our predictive stuff.
Exactly. And it's all becoming true. And all I'm going to say is this. For the people who like the pit bulls, before you get mad, before you get in the comments and start getting hateful and coming at me, let me offer you this. 15% off when you use code Jerry on the new Kid Thrasher Pitbull shirt we have on shopfleccas.com. It's a brand new shirt. Get it while you still can. It actually goes both ways. I'm going to get it because it's funny because pit bulls are kid thrashers, and that's something I believe. I don't have a lot of trust in pit bulls as a whole. But if you're a pro pit bull, it's actually pretty badass too. Kid thrasher? Of course a pit bull can thrash a kid.
Pretty capable dog, right?
Very capable. These things are bred to do that. Get yours today. ShopFleccas.com. Limited run. Probably going to do this only for a couple weeks. We're going to do this whenever we can, but Kid Thrasher Pit Bull merch. Get it while you still can. ShopFleccas.com. Use code Jerry. 15% off. It's basically free. Moving on.
You should get one, wear it to the dog park.
Yeah.
Just kind of send a message like, I'm with my Rottweiler, but you're the problem.
Exactly. So, yes, moving on. I saw the other day a video, and you've probably seen these videos. It was like a Christmas time video where like the girlfriend gives the boyfriend who's colorblind like a pair of the glasses.
Yes.
And then he puts it on.
And he's like, oh my God, that's green.
Exactly. And he puts it on and he's like, this is what seeing color is. And
hold on, I'm not convinced that it's even right. I think they might just brighten everything up, but I'm not convinced that corrects everything.
Oh, interesting.
Unfounded. Totally unfounded.
But it's like, this is what seeing color is? It's like, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
approximately, I guess.
I don't know. So,
because you're taking the word of a colorblind person who's like, yeah, this is it. And it's like, he doesn't know what the baseline is or what reality is.
So true.
Right?
Like, wow, that's blue. It's like, what does it look like?
Yeah, exactly. You can't describe in words.
Yeah. So we've seen these videos. We see these like every few months go viral where the colorblind person, honestly, I'm just going to say it, the colorblind adult, who in this case was over 30 years old, is now getting the colorblind glasses for the first time so they can see color going forward. And I'm asking this question. What took so long to get the glasses?
Yeah.
The glasses are $300.
Are they?
Is the answer, I'm 30 years old and didn't want to splurge on $300 so I could see normal and I was just going to go colorblind my whole life? Was that the plan?
I guess they don't know what they're missing. I don't know.
That's what I don't get. Like every time it's like a person on their wedding day or a person who's 30 and a person who opens a Christmas gift. And it's like, you're 30 years old. The glasses are $350. You're colorblind. You can't see. You could have just bought you could have just splurged. And if anyone says, oh, not everyone has $350, you can find $350.
If you're colorblind.
You have a car. That one video took place in a car and the guy's driving. So, I don't know. That's a heartwarming thing, but I really don't understand what's slowing people down. If you knew the glasses worked and you're like 12, it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to save up $300 to get those glasses. A kid could do it.
Oh, the other piece of that is you never tried someone else's on. Like you never got to like toss them on once and go, whoa.
Yeah.
Now I'll decide if I'll buy it or not. You know, it's just you went from 0 to 100.
The barrier to entry was $300, and now people are crying because, wait, you got me the glasses where I can see color? Oh, you start crying. You didn't have $300? It's going to make me cry.
Dude.
Like,
do people?
You have a beard. You can't get $300 together in your whole life. You can't scrap together $300 so you can see forever.
Well, that's another question is, when people get these, do they just wear them a couple times and go, oh, that's cool, I'll toss them on for the sunset, or do they wear them all the time?
I'd wear them all the time.
Yeah, I want.
And there's different versions. There's sunglasses, there's transitioners, there's the clear with like a little tint to them.
Okay.
If you want to see color, you can see color. And if the reason you didn't this whole time was because you couldn't find $350, maybe it's something some people get to miss out on.
It's pretty ruthless, right?
It's
after Christmas.
Well, Christmas is over.
Yeah.
It's actually the furthest day from Christmas you can get.
Well,
basically.
and those videos, those type of videos, I've seen a new one of those go viral like every year, probably for the last like 15 years. So if you're colorblind, someone probably would have sent you that video 10 years ago. So you would have had plenty of time to consider getting that, or at least try on a pair.
If you're colorblind, if I was colorblind, the first thing I would be thinking was, how do I fix this? How do I get my hand on a pair of these glasses? Where are these glasses made? How much does it cost? How much do I need to save? It's like, it gets solved pretty quick.
That's true. You are an addicted online shopper, though.
Yeah.
So it's a different level. I think you're saying.
But imagine like not experiencing seeing color because $350 doesn't make sense.
Was the barrier to entry.
It's like if you're driving like a Ford Escape, it's like you could have got a Toyota Camry. You could have got a Toyota Camry. You could have got a Honda Civic. You could have got something less and saved $1,000. You know what I mean? It's like you clearly splurged a little bit.
Finance it.
Yeah.
Pay $20 over a year.
Steal them. Yeah. Whatever. It's just like, I just don't understand how people can cry over a $300 gift that they couldn't give themselves. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's a victim thing. Maybe they need someone to come up with a $300 gift for them because they don't want to give it to themselves. I don't know. I don't want to dig into it anymore, but
Good questions, though. Good questions. To ask.
Yeah.
My thing is, how are shouldn't every eye doctor kind of have a pair of those on hand and be like, oh, hey, we just tested you. You're colorblind. Want to look through the cool glasses? It'll be your first time seeing color.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I'm not about the spending. I'm just about the access to trying them on once.
Yeah. Where do these people get off?
There's a gap. There's a gap that needs to be filled.
There's a disconnect, and there's an old way of thinking, I guess, that needs to be extinct.
Sure.
People need to realize. It's like if I
think some people don't even know they're colorblind.
Oh, dark. Interesting.
Right?
I think. I don't know.
Don't you have to take a test where it's a 17 is in the circle and it's green, 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 and then light yellow. Oh. And then colorblind people can't see it. They just go, that looks like a blob. And I'm like, all right, that's 10.
Yeah.
That's 8.
Oh, interesting.
So some people don't even know.
The people who get the gift of the colorblind glasses know they're colorblind.
For sure.
Okay. All right. I thought you debunked me for a sec.
No. I'm just adding context.
Those people who get the gift and cry still make no sense. All right. Moving on.
Fair opinion.
Another gift that keeps on giving.
Colorblind commenters are going to be pissed.
Yeah. You and the Pitbull people can team up.
Go talk to each other.
Just get mad at each other over the show. Another gift that keeps on giving. Amy Schneider is a Jeopardy champion. She's the most winningest woman wever in Jeopardy. Amy Schneider is a transgender person who was a male at one point and is now a female. And just like we see in sports, just like we see in everything, when a man does the woman's thing, obviously men are smarter. We can think faster. We're more logical. We have a larger brain.
Quicker thumbs.
Ability to learn more knowledge easier and know good stuff. Women, not so much.
This is actually kind of a sad one for women.
Yeah. The winningest woman in wever is now
a man.
Is now Amy.
Amy Schneider.
A woman. A perfectly looking woman. 100% woman. She's definitely a lady. So we're not going to get in trouble, but that's what it is. And it kind of just is interesting that now that's the new thing. And
it's kind of sad for women. It's for swimming, it's he beat the record by 38 seconds. That's unfair. And it's this is just a trivia quiz show. Mm-hmm. And the man is cleaning up.
Yeah.
The woman is cleaning up.
Yep, exactly. And then also there's something I want to get on the record. I'm not going to accuse anyone of anything, but Amy Schneider gets a lot of daily doubles.
You think it's an inside job scenario?
A group of the people, the left, whatever, for years said there was collusion between Trump and Russia. And that was
And I think Ken Jennings himself was a never Trumper nut job on Twitter.
I'm sure he was. And there was the idea of collusion floated around and everyone believed it without real evidence.
No evidence. Pencil neck Adam Schiff, no evidence ever presented.
I think there's collusion.
Uh-huh.
I'll get as much evidence as they had for Russia, which is kind of just my gut.
Gut instinct and nothing. Hopes and dreams.
Which is actually better than theirs because their gut was, that was based on lies and propaganda from the media.
Yeah.
I'm watching it and I'm seeing her and then she's up by a few $1,000 and then she picks a random one. Oh, it's a daily double again.
Okay. So all you need to do is basically pay someone to do a little dossier research or something and then leak that to yourself or your friends.
I think it's actually worse than that. Because paying someone would be Amy Schneider is going on offense trying to win Jeopardy. Mm-hmm. I think people are like, oh, it's good that we have a transgender person on Jeopardy. Let's make her a streak winner. Let's keep this going. And the guilt, the leftist, the liberal way of thinking where you have to fix past wrongs.
Transgressions.
And this is progressive. And now there's a trans winner who's the winningest person. We're going to make the playing field not even to make up for lost time. And they're giving her the answer to where all the daily doubles are.
Yeah, it's affirmative action.
It's affirmative action for this. So that's kind of where I think things are on Jeopardy right now. I don't trust Ken Jennings. I don't trust that other lady with the glasses.
Yeah, I don't trust any
people.
of them.
None of these people.
They're not my people.
I'm a Pat Sajak guy. I'm a wheel watcher.
But we watch Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy.
We watch Jeopardy.
So
part of it is for seeing Amy Schneider, what she's up to and what she'll do next.
We're definitely checking in on that storyline.
Amy Schneider.
Amy.
100% a woman.
One time we were watching an Amy Schneider episode, and the answer to one of the questions was Amy Man.
Yeah.
Right? She goes like, this author wrote blah, 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 blah. And she goes, Amy Man. And her name's Amy. And she's a...
Man. And in that same round, one of the answers was Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, my God.
Amy knew that, too. Amy knew the answer to that.
She got the right answer on Sodom and Gomorrah, so
Yeah, so Amy's smart. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
but it's like
a smart individual.
But it's like, do you ever meet a smart girl? No. So it's like
Fleccas is just like swinging on people this episode. This is like Christmas coming back.
Oh man, this is the slow week where there's no content but ours, and we're swinging for the fences. I'm kidding. Women are smart, of course. Of course, there's doctors and stuff.
So someone should probably beat Amy Man or Amy Schneider.
Dark, bro. But yeah, Amy Schneider is very smart and very capable. And very good at Jeopardy, so tune in.
Yeah, and I'm not saying there's a genetic or competitive advantage. It's just button clicking. So
they're gonna give her $1 million. She's made like $800,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am not a transphobe. This is the transphobe song. In case you are.
Transphobes, come catch these heads. Trans people are my friends.
One of the things I think for Jeopardy, it's like Alex Trebek is gone now, right? He passed away. R.I.P. to a great. And I think they're just letting more streak winners happen. They like want people on streaks. I think that's better for ratings.
I bet so. I bet.
Because remember that nerdy guy who was like from Long Island or Brook or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, hello, yes." He went on a killer streak. Now we got Matt Amodia.
Matt Amodia.
Now we got Amy. Big aim.
Taking aim
on the streak.
Yeah,
taking aim at all those women records.
Wow, she should start swimming. All right, moving on.
She should just join college and join the Penn swim team. There you go.
Join the Penn swim team.
I'm sure she's got a few more years.
We don't know. We can't say no.
Yeah, she's got eligibility. She never played in college.
She's like 60 years old.
That's the next level is old men.
Yeah,
playing college women's sports
and having a fun run at it. Speaking of trans, interesting.
A fun run at it. Just having fun.
All-star game. It's like the home run derby. It's like I'm going back and I'm playing women's baseball.
Yep. Bing. Lacrosse. Bing. Like an 80 mile an hour.
Just killing people. Oh, man. Interesting. Speaking of trans, which we constantly are, another interesting.
Which we constantly are.
We're obsessed with trans people.
They just keep dominating
talk
the news.
About them and
they just
go out with them and kiss them goodnight or whatever. Drive them home, give them flowers, whatever.
Just fucking, we treat them right.
All right. So another trans thing, interesting. Speaking of trans, actually, I don't want to say speaking of trans because it gives it away. Speaking of muppetry, and then we'll end it with the trans.
Okay.
So if you've listened so far, you kind of know what's coming. The Matrix, the new one came out.
Yep.
And this one, they're like, I saw an article that was like the Matrix directors are trying to reclaim the red pill from the right. And and Matrix is a great movie.
The original Matrix trilogy was awesome.
Exactly. And that's the key differentiator.
I saw the movie.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I didn't
over
see
Christmas.
it. The new one was bad?
It was, I don't want to say bad, but, mediocre, convoluted, I guess. Like a lot of storyline that we didn't need. And then it's like, all right, show me the action scenes. The sick fight scenes is what I'm here for. And everyone looking cool. He's got the glasses that don't have any of these things. He's got the coat, the leather coat. Mm-hmm. They look sick in the 1999 version.
It's interesting because the Matrix in the 90s basically predicted or kind of showed behind the curtain of what's really going on. Mm-hmm. And then to release one in 2021 mid-pandemic, that's in quotes if you're in the audio only, in the pandemic, middle of the pandemic, releasing the new Matrix.
Yeah.
If you were continuing the trend of exposing the people to deeper truths, you'd really have a nice opportunity to do a Matrix pandemic movie.
Here's what we tell the people to keep them compliant. And then it's a little
bit of fear goes a long way. Get them all in line. But now it's It doesn't matter. You have to show a vax passport to go see The Matrix.
Some do. Yeah,
Some do.
cities.
So it's basically over. And The Matrix was more, like you said, there was more storylines you didn't need. They didn't take it to the next level like everyone hoped.
Doogie Howser was in it.
Not good.
He came out of nowhere. Yeah.
So
it was mediocre.
It is what it is. And here's an interesting fact that kind of ties back in. Originally, The Matrix, the ones that were good, were done by what's it called? The director brothers?
The Wachowski brothers.
The Wachowski brothers. Since the original, the Wachowski brothers have both become transgender. Mm-hmm. This is not a joke. And now it's the Wachowski sisters.
I was trying to search the Wachowski brothers, and then Google autofilled sisters for me.
So now they're with the Wachowski sisters, and they're basically proving our point that male directors are better than women directors, because The Matrix is a perfect example of that. And I guess the Wachowski...
And the movie got worse.
And the movie got worse. But now maybe the Wachowski sisters are the best women director of all time. Because it's probably a big grossing movie, a big weekend. They probably made over $1 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
Now the Wachowski sisters are the best directors ever.
Yeah, it's Lana and Lily Wachowski now.
Yeah, doubt. So I guess now they're the best...
It's so funny because they were literally known as the Wachowski brothers. Like, that was their branding and their name. They did it all together. The Hodge twins. Mm-hmm. Now they're separated. Now it's Mike Hodge.
Now the Hodge sisters.
But yeah, it's crazy. A total rebrand, and the movie fell flat. The movie
got worse. But still, they're the best women directors of all time. Probably based on the dollars. Sorry.
There are some good women directors, right?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Is that the only girl thing you know?
I don't even know if it's directed by a lady. Probably was.
Okay.
Had to be. So, sorry about that, ladies. Another case of...
Another L. You took another L.
Light. Another L for the ladies. Another W for the men.
Catherine Bigelow is a good director. She did, I think, maybe Zero Dark 30 and a couple others.
Ah, very cool.
That one sniper movie. The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30.
Cool. Yeah,
Catherine Bigelow is my favorite.
She's my favorite too. Right. Good for her. And men, keep doing the secret plan of pretending to be a girl to go win the sports. It's all about winning. So
yeah, boys, keep it up. It's so easy.
We're crushing it.
It's the Wild West out there.
Yep, the secret plan is really working.
They have no rules in place yet. We can dominate.
You don't even have to pretend to win by a little bit. Just win by over a minute like the guy in Penn does.
Patriarchy. This is our plan.
Yeah, this is our plan to take over women's sports.
Yep. That's the final frontier. That's what we've wanted.
Do you think if you went to... I think I just cracked something. I just thought of this.
Okay.
If you bought...
Let's see if it translates.
If you bought courtside seats to a women's WNBA game, it's cheaper than an NBA game.
Of course.
And if you take a photo at a certain angle with no players...
You're just at the United Center courtside.
Exactly. So I think we just discovered a hack.
Okay.
I think we just discovered a hack.
That's basically the version of like sitting on a private jet that's like a photo booth.
Yeah.
You're like looking out the window like, man, stocks went up this year. Keep grinding. And then you get off and it's like, next. It's like an LA influencer.
And there's like ashtrays in the seats because they're old seats they use. Yep. It's like people, they still have those on planes. Okay, moving on.
No, that's a good one. That was a good idea.
That was a good idea.
Knock a few bucks, son.
Knock a few bucks. I just thought of that. I just saw an article the other day. Dangerous trend where men don't want to date woke women.
Oh no.
It's pretty scary.
And there's so many woke women, so
exactly. And like now that's dangerous.
Of course.
That's dangerous to the movement that people don't want to date the people with their armpits and the mustache on purpose.
Yep. It's dangerous now. It'll be an insurrection in 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's all trending towards insurrection. And then on the other side of things, there's the Washington Post article about people who were protesting the abortion ban in Texas or the abortion law in Texas.
Yeah.
And men are getting vasectomies in solidarity with the women. And the quote was, "The procedure was a total relief, almost like the COVID shot. I feel safe now."
They have to bring up the COVID shot. They have to. I feel safe.
Yeah.
I just want to be nestled. I just want to be safe and protected. Oh no, bad stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The COVID shot. That's what you feel safe. It's like the only reason you feel safe is, number one, you literally cut your balls off.
Yeah, your vas deferens is now snipped, tied off, and
So no, that's why you feel safe.
Cauterized.
And number two, the shot, it's like you feel safe because you're not an enemy of the state.
Yeah. You're not a wanted man now.
Because no one's coming for you and going to wrestle you in Applebee's.
Yeah.
And no one's going to try and steal your job. You cut your balls off and you got the shot they told him. Of course, you feel safe.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yep.
The safety, feeling safe is actually the problem because in that process, you submit to an authority that does not have power over you, not God, it's the government and Dr. Fauci. So that safe feeling you got is actually very temporary and you're just a pawn.
You want to hear something additional about that quote?
Of course.
The procedure was a total relief, almost like the COVID shot. Like I'm safe now, said Gress, who works in higher education.
Great.
Always.
So
It's
that's
always
just teaching
someone
our
who's.
kids.
Yep.
That's just teaching. Even Jerry the Rottweiler has got his nuts.
And then the extension on this quote is, I wanted to man up. Like, this is all just like a crafted, like, PR piece.
And that's something you would hear in like the Babylon Bee or the Onion. And it's like and then you look, oh, actually, that's like a fake article, blah, 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 because the quote's so ridiculous. That was in the Washington Post.
This is the Washington
That
Post.
was real as fuck.
What a joke.
Yeah. So that's how you feel safe. If you guys want to feel safe, go get vaccinated and cut your nuts off.
Get your dick lopped off. The whole dick. Not just the balls. Get the shaft gone, too.
Everything gone.
You don't deserve it.
Go on Jeopardy. You'll be better than the ladies. That's sad. But yeah, that's what we're up against, which is kind of great.
It's easy.
It's
yeah.
easy. Because
if only they didn't have control of the media and the higher education and everything else
so true.
that we're fighting for, that we just
Yeah.
let slip away. Thanks, boomers.
Yeah, thanks, boomers. What were you guys busy doing?
Letting them infiltrate.
Doing whatever.
But yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, in this article, it's not like crazy. You know, the headline looks a lot worse, but one of the guys who got a vasectomy, he's like a 45-year-old with 4 kids already. It's like, okay, I'm not against that. But like they make it seem like,
Well, the article
stand with the abortion ban.
Yeah.
Get your dick.
Yeah.
Make sure it gets tied.
The article headline, I feel like some of these articles, they do the headline like that just so it gets retweeted by right wing, so it goes clicky.
Yeah.
And it gets viral and we make fun of them because then they're still getting their clicks.
Yeah. And we are making fun of them, and the article's open on my computer right now, so you got a few hate clicks from us.
You win this round. Well, let's see if you'll finish us off, guys.
Let's see whose kids will beat whose kids. Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, you're done.
Let's see whose children win. So we're kind of moving on to the COVID section. Omicron now is the big thing. Everyone's got it, even though they're vaccinated. It's so stupid, it makes no sense. Before we get into the COVID stuff, Richard Rapboy and I have noticed COVID is now an excuse for people just to half-ass their jobs.
Customer service and like the customer experience is gone.
It's just, and everything like is just half delivered, half finished. And it's just, yeah, like, you know, COVID is, you know, we got a pizza the other day. They didn't cut the pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what to tell people. I tried to fly to Phoenix for an event. I couldn't fly to Phoenix on any air.
Delay, and then this, and then we'll get you there tomorrow at 6:45 in the morning.
And it's like
It's 2:00 right now.
you can't put my meat bag body on the tube and send me to fucking Arizona.
And no
No airline can.
COVID.
COVID. And it's like, so yeah.
Every time I order food or something, there's always something missing. One time we got food, and the Uber Eats driver handed us a giant bag that said bag 1 of 2 written in permanent marker on it. Bag 1 of 2. And he goes, here you go. Turns around and walks away. Did you not read it?
I didn't read it. COVID.
Yeah. You go, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. I have
So-
a mask on. I don't know. I couldn't take it to the next level and know what 1 of 2 means.
This actually might be one where we need to source from the audience, where if you have a bad customer service story or some sort of like COVID cutting corner story, send it to us and we'll read it, because
We'll read it, yeah.
This is a phenomenon I think everybody's noticing. Buffalo Wild Wings, like, you're going to have to wait 20 minutes. Nobody's working. Like, just, it's small stuff, but unless you're at a service that's specifically meant to be like a high-end experience, you're not going to get it, pretty much.
Yeah, 100%. Everything just felt completely off. Everything feels off now. When we said before, I was in New York. Everything just feels completely off. I don't feel safe in New York.
And it's also interacting with the Karen thing. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
New York, but the whole Karen thing being a massive psyop to just get you to have no standards. Like, oh, don't complain about that. Don't be a Karen. It's like, well, they forgot my I ordered a lobster roll. There's no meat. Like, you know, it's like, don't be a Karen.
Yeah, we ordered Indian food and they forgot the naan. I have nothing to run this butter chicken through.
Yeah. What am I going to run through my butter chicken now?
Yeah.
Huh?
Just eat it with the fork.
So yeah, if you had any customer experience nightmares, please send us a DM. Send me a DM.
Or let us know in the comments too.
Yeah.
And then leave us 5-star reviews if you're on Apple Podcasts.
Oh yeah, just while you're there, while you're typing, and I know you can do a 5-star review too.
Yeah, if you're typing and commenting and you haven't left a 5-star review, it's kind of stupid.
But yeah, so we've been noticing customer service.
Everything's off.
Lacking.
And then it's just like everything's like in New York. I don't feel safe in New York. If I go to New York and I'm at a bar and someone gets in my face and fights me and I defend myself,
Yeah.
I feels like I'm going to be arrested, put in jail, and they're going to really go after me. While people who burn the Christmas tree down or punch an Asian lady just kind of get let go.
Yeah, you don't get $1,000 bail in and out.
Exactly.
They go, let's look at this guy.
Yeah, he's a threat, all this stuff. So I just like completely don't feel safe in New York. I don't feel politically safe. And it's just like, it's now more than ever, I'm just very happy and grateful to have made it back to Florida.
Me too.
So I felt like I was going to get lost in New York, locked in New York.
I actually, when my flight back to Florida, I was sitting in first class. I booked first class seat with Miles. I was like, I'm traveling December 27th. It's going to be a crappy day to travel. I don't want to be stuffed in a middle seat, whatever. So I'm drinking champagne and stuff, just normal first class stuff. And the flight attendant actually told me, like, sir, you need to put your mask back on in between sips. Does that seem like a good experience to anybody? I had it dangling and I'm like drinking. Mask between sips? Is that the CDC now? Is that Fauci? I thought we had free-for-all once there's food and drink involved. Now you're coming at me? So that was very disrespectful.
Sir, you need to listen to this lady and do the stupid thing that makes no sense that she tells you to do. And it's like, okay, guess that, have to do that.
And put the mask on. What, that little piece of paper that doesn't dissolve for 400 years? Doesn't biodegrade for 400 years? That's weird. There's so many of those now.
Yeah.
Where are they? Are they in the landfill? No. They're in the ocean?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I thought we just did the straw thing. Well, guess we'll start from zero. Like, that's what these people...
Exactly. I don't even throw my mask out. I throw them in the ocean. When I'm done,
too.
I go over to the beach when I'm done. I crumble them up.
I go to the canal.
Toss them in the ocean.
Yeah. I saw a manatee wearing one the other day, but it was kind of like, suffocating it and strung across his face.
It's blowhole.
Do manatees have blowholes?
No.
No. They're mammals.
No, they're got a sea lion head, I think. Like a walrus head without the teeth.
They just got a little mouth that they...
Yeah, we saw him a couple the other day. It was very nice.
Yeah.
When I was in New York, too, I also noticed that every single thing is about the vaccine, obviously. But, like, on TV even, like, watching just regular cable, it's like there's a Christmas commercial, and it's a kid who's like, all I want for Christmas is the COVID vaccine. And it's like, parents, get the COVID vaccine for the kids. Parents, get your booster. Like, and then there's like some commercials that are like, have you had blood clotting? Have you had whatever, for whatever reason, have you had blood clotting? Get, whatever, involved in some class action thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's about the vaccine. They love that so much over there.
It's crazy.
They're just obsessed. It's like a nice little...
It's like, aren't we almost at a high percent? Aren't these leftist areas at a high percent? Vermont?
Yeah, Vermont's like
having the Omicron
something.
outbreak. 94% vaccinated, I think.
And everyone's going to the hospital with just like scratchy throat and like cough and runny nose, like cold and flu symptoms, but like light.
Yeah.
And they're overrunning the hospital. It's like, snap out of it, muppy.
Yeah.
Hello?
Guys.
Yeah, you got the sniffles. Why are you in the ER? It's cost $10,000.
Guys, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's done. I actually saw a funny thing that was like dogs can carry COVID.
Yeah, animals can.
But they said, but don't worry, their risk of dying is so low, so don't put a mask on them because it could be it's more harmful than good for the dog.
Wow, dogs are pretty close to humans, right? I mean, don't we both breathe the same air?
Yeah, are kids really high risk of dying from COVID? No. You can't mask the dog, but you mask the kid.
No, logic doesn't translate? Oh, okay. I'll just put on my mask, Muppy Senior.
Yeah, I'll put on the mask, Mr. Muppy.
Thanks.
Whatever you say.
Thanks, Elmo.
Yeah.
For keeping me safe.
It's interesting, too, because Jerry got the vaccine for rabies, right?
Yeah. Yep, Jerry's vaccinated for rabies.
And I would never expect Jerry to maybe get a little bit of rabies, a breakthrough case, a small dose of rabies.
Just like one morning, he's got white on his mouth, and he's like, "No, I'm okay.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of rabies for today." So yeah, that's interesting. So I don't know what they're injecting in these people if it's not a vaccine. Maybe I can't say that. Maybe it's more of like a therapeutic. But I always thought a vaccine makes you not get the sickness. Right?
Yeah,
so Jerry
I
gets
thought so
Jerry gets the rabies vaccine. Jerry doesn't really get rabies or a little bit of rabies.
Yeah.
But I guess
a mild rabies case.
the CDC did a good job of updating the definition of what a vaccine is.
Yeah, it's almost like they rug pulled and gaslit us the entire time.
The entire time. Then you can look and say, look, right there on the website, it says may reduce the blah, blah, blah. Such a lie, such a scam.
Scammers.
Yeah, it's very scammy, and it makes no sense scientifically. Like saying, for example, at a Christmas, say you have Christmas, some people can't come because they're not vaccinated when everyone who's vaccinated and boosted is getting Omicron.
Yep.
But it's not really about making sense scientifically. It's about us versus them and creating teams.
Yep.
And then making people feel bad and getting them in trouble. I actually found a great tweet. Anna Navarro, you know her. Mm-hmm. She's a very popular person on Twitter. She said she's had a picture of a candle that says, if you're not vaccinated, get the fuck out of my house. It's a candle. It's like a gift. Mm-hmm. And she said, I heart this company's candle products. Unless you have a legitimate medical reason, if you're not vaccinated, I don't want to see you, talk to you, work with you, socialize with you, or know you. It's enough. Your personal freedom, in quotes, is holding the rest of us hostage. It's selfish and stupid. Hostage. I'm holding her hostage because I don't get the vaccine. That doesn't stop me from getting sick, the sickness that the people who got vaccinated already have. So I need to get vaccinated to not get the sickness that I can get when I'm vaccinated and spread just like everyone else.
Oh, and by the way, I actually had it already. You know,
I'm naturally immune. I already had it. So everyone's getting very mad, and it's very hateful. We called this weeks ago. We said they're going to have all these variants, all these new cases, and they're going to blame the unvaccinated. I saw this other tweet as well. Looking forward to 2022, as all of the unvaccinated will likely be culled by the virus this winter. When they all have expired, the rest of us can finally move ahead and build back better. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to embrace the new normal.
Yeah, and you're living in The Handmaid's Tale too, and you're Khaleesi, and everyone's going to die who's not you, and then you'll be the ruler at the top.
Yep.
Like, this is all like Ruth Conda forever, like liberal, like nonsense.
Ruth Conda forever, and you have a purple hair streak and no chin.
Oh my God.
And you're going to call me. I'm 305. You're going to call me. I benched 225 25 times. I'm ready to get cold by you, Andy, whatever your fake name is.
Yeah, what a joke. So that's their fake dystopia, like they're in their mind.
Yeah.
Their little...
It's like fan fiction.
Exactly. It's all fan fiction. It's all like a novel being written. Like, then the Russian collusion happened. Mm-hmm. Then all the unvaccinated were banished from the kingdom.
And they died.
And Harry Potter was there, but Snape was too.
Yeah.
It's all like a fake world.
Yeah. And all the unvaccinated died, just like we said. And we, the smart ones who got vaccinated, now have the world to ourselves.
They banned abortion in Texas, so the handmaids came.
Call me, dog.
Call me. Hey.
Call me.
Uncullable.
I'm uncullable.
They want me dead so bad.
They want me dead. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give it to them.
Yep. That was a good bit.
Exactly. So, and also I've noticed when I was in New York, I noticed a lot of things in New York on this trip. I just wrote them all down for the podcast. Of
course.
Very excited to get back.
That's what content comes from, experience.
Exactly. At a restaurant. So I was with my family, went to a restaurant. We're not wearing masks. We walk in. We're Chad's. Dad's 6'4".
Italian restaurant or what?
A regular restaurant.
Okay.
We're all big. I'm like actually the shortest of the boys. There's two boys and me. Dad's Chad. We walk into the restaurant. We're not wearing masks.
Never.
Sit down, whatever. No big deal. It's not a thing. We're not making it a thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone who works in the restaurant is wearing masks.
Of course.
So now I'm kind of realizing like there's like going to be, it's like if you look at a graph of classism or like class resentment. Mm-hmm. So for example, if you're like working at a restaurant as like a busboy and you're wearing a mask, how much does that busboy resent the clients that are eating there having a nice dinner. And forever the graphs say it's like, steady number, increasing, going up and down. I think that number has shot up through the roof right now.
Yeah, with masks now.
Exactly. With masks and restrictions, and it's like we're eating and enjoying a nice dinner, and the person who's working there has a mask, and like we're not connecting with them. It's no longer like, hey, I'm John, I'm taking care of you tonight. It's just like,
That's the help. I can't even understand him. I can't hear him.
Exactly. We're going to have an order. And it's like, I can't understand you. I can't hear you. And it's just like, now all I want to do is just order and get it over with.
Yeah.
It's like more operational. It's more mechanical. There's no person to person.
Logistics. It's not.
Exactly.
It's not an experience.
So it's not an experience anymore. It's just purely logistical. And the person is just in their mind has to be like feeling not great compared to their old job where they were able to say, hey, I'm so-and-so. And you can see their face and their smile and talk. Now it's just like a robot with the mask on.
Yeah.
And we're just like, all right, give them the order and let's enjoy our maskless meal.
Totally.
So
and
I
that's
think
the
classism
same thing.
is going to go, like that classist resentment is going to go through the roof.
100%. And I think that's the similar thing with the ice cream family who came in and just started singing at the masked kid who had to be there. It's like, you guys are having fun messing with me. And it's like, I just showed up. I have to be here.
Yeah.
Like things aren't great.
Exactly. So basically, New York is a perfect place to see the religious experience of COVID in action.
Yep.
And I was home for over a week, and it's just like I think deep in our DNA, human DNA, like for generations, we've been religious, more religious than we are in this generation.
Yeah. Spiritual, whatever you want to call it.
So you have
I
like
guess.
our grandparents, our great grandparents, our parents, like they were more religious than this generation is. And it's like there is that empty hole in like, I think like an average liberal or leftist heart where they don't have a religious thing or God or anything bigger than themselves that they can kind of submit to.
Yeah.
So it's like we kind of replace the embedded in our DNA urge for a religious experience with like COVID
and smug pomposity and like telling people the right way to do
Exactly.
something. Like
It's
the commandments of Fauci.
the commandments.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they don't fully make sense, but you have to like suspend disbelief. And like faith is your suspending disbelief and like being scared and saying, oh, I'm scared, so I have to suspend my disbelief and trust the science and listen to Dr. Fauci. Even if it makes no sense, I'm just blindly going to follow Dr. Fauci because you've already submitted something greater than yourself.
And I think a lot of those people don't even know that they have like a hole there.
Exactly.
Where religion is. So they're just like, this is just normal. Like this is just
feels right.
yeah, come on. These guys are right. I trust the science.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And so instead of doing the sign of the cross or wearing a yarmulke or whatever, you wear a mask. You
Wear
stay
your mask.
6 feet.
You wear your mask, you rip out the hand sanitizer, you scrub down really
Yeah,
good. So then people
clean.
know.
It's about who's clean versus who's dirty.
Yep.
Like it really becomes a religious thing.
Yeah.
And Dr. Fauci is the Lord and Savior. You have faith through fear.
I saw them actually. We might have to cut this because we didn't talk about this before the show. But did you see the priests who were getting on CNN and being like, Jesus would be vaccinated, or like
Don't gather for Christmas if you're unvaccinated.
Exactly. Don't gather for Christmas. It's like, oh yeah, Jesus has a really long history of shunning disease at people.
with
It's like
leprosy
curing
and
leprosy,
Yes, exactly.
like washing the feet of
Yeah.
the sickly people.
Those people are real. They're just like, those are real demon people. Demon operates the body fully.
Demon with a collar.
Yeah. Demon with the collar.
That's crazy to say anything like that.
Yeah. So and it's like people want ceremonies. You know, you have a ceremony in a church, there's singing songs, you take communion, like whatever the ceremony is. And it's like now our ceremony is like a wash your hands and wear the mask and stay apart and don't go to whatever. And it really is, it's unfortunate because it's taking advantage of people's natural desire to submit to something greater. And if you don't submit to God, you'll submit to something worldly. If you submit to something on this world, it's never going to take you to where you need to go to be fulfilled.
Absolutely. That goes for both sides of the political aisle. That goes for pretty much everything.
But they think because also like Dr. Fauci is like harmless, you know, like he's like a little old man who's like short and small.
I just used to dribble the basketball in 1954.
But like because he's harmless, they trust him in the same way with like Bernie Sanders. We're like, oh, he's an old man, like he wants what's best.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I wouldn't want a harmless leader. Wouldn't you want a leader who could be harmful and then doesn't?
I want a shark who knows how to turn it off. Yeah.
exactly.
I want a bully who knows how to just
bully the right way.
Handle Justin Trudeau. And it's just like Justin's like signing a deal. All of a sudden he's like, wait, we just gave him the whole pipeline? It's like, that's what I want in a leader.
Yeah, exactly. I want a leader who could be harmful and then controls it for good and is harmful to the bad people and harmless to the good people.
Exactly.
Someone who's harmless is actually someone who's like a muppet. You can just take advantage of the person and have them do whatever you want, manipulate them.
They get steamrolled.
And that's ugly.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
Weakness is never good or attractive.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And they'll pretend it is, and they'll tell you to cut your balls off and get the vaccine and wear your double mask that don't do anything. But deep down, everyone knows who Chad is and who's not. Cernovich had a great tweet.
He's been on fire recently, honestly.
He has been on fire. So Rex Chapman is like a former basketball player, I think, who also used to be a drug addict. Mm-hmm. He tweeted, "How about we all agree that hospitals have the right to turn away unvaccinated COVID patients? They have freedom of choice too, right? I'm sure the unvaccinated would have no problem with that, and it would solve a lot of problems." Which is interesting, because Rex Chapman used to be a drug addict, and he told a story about how he OD'd, almost died, and then was saved in a hospital. So then Cernovich tweeted, "Should drug addicts be given medical support when they overdose, as Rex Chapman did? I believe yes. Even criminals who steal to buy drugs should receive medical care." Maybe Rex disagrees.
High Road Cernovich.
Absolutely. It's perfect. It's a perfect point.
Yeah.
Unvaccinated. And it's like, what about every other time when it's like a criminal gets shot and they help the criminal, or a person overdoses?
We got to stabilize him and he's handcuffed to the bed.
Exactly. But now we've lost all of our humanity and we've gotten so worked up and so wound up by the media that
it's their fantasy world again.
It's their fantasy world. And we're the number one enemy. And because we didn't get the COVID vax that they developed in like 8 months that I don't even want or need.
Yeah.
Because that, now it's like I don't get medical attention. I don't get help because I'm like, what? I'm an animal?
Yeah.
So
hey, anybody who's ever had a EpiPen shoved into them or an adrenaline shot when you're OD'd, good luck.
Yeah.
You OD'd. You actually...
Exactly.
You flew away.
And everyone's done with COVID. To wrap the COVID section up, everyone's done with it.
I'm done.
Who's normal? If you're like, a super leftist and you wear the double mask and you're scared and you're triple boosted, excited for the fourth shot, you're not over it yet. But everyone else who's like a normal person who's either right wing, apolitical, center, maybe even a true liberal, most normal people are basically done with it. And I think there's actually an opportunity, if the Democrats were smart, they could end COVID. I'm doing it in quotes because I never believed in it to start.
Because it's been over for us for quite some time.
But imagine that, where it's like the all the testing that led to this number of cases, which is so high. It's very manipulatable to get that high number of cases. You know, if you go to the doctor and you test positive for COVID, that's a case. If you test again the next day and you're positive, that's a case. Test again the next day, you're positive, it's a case. Next day you're negative, great. That's 3 positive cases in the way they were counting originally.
Yeah.
So like the numbers are very manipulatable. It's very easy to make it worse than it seems.
How to Lie with Statistics, the book.
Exactly, that Bill Gates read.
Obama recommends it. It's like, okay, are you guys doing any of that? Did you apply any of that?
Yeah, why did he recommend that book? And then there's also they were saying that Omicron, they could have overestimated the spread by 200%.
Yeah.
So it's like the Democrats actually have it in their favor if they want to end the pandemic. Basically, once the winter's over and all the cases naturally go down because it's like a winter thing that they spike, they can kind of run it into the spring, open the cities back up and be like, we saved the world, we ended COVID. If they were smart.
Pat themselves on the back.
If they were smart. But I feel like they want to lock us down through 2020 so they can do the mail-in ballots again. Maybe they try to do a little bit of both.
It's going to be interesting to see because they're not going to win on the economy right now. It's either inflation or rate hikes or, you're going to crush the market.
Yep, exactly. So what can you do? I know what you can do. You can get canceled.
Yeah.
You know who got canceled or is trying to get canceled? The Let's Go Brandon guy. The guy who called Joe Biden and said whatever he said, and at the end and goes, "Let's go, Brandon." And then Joe Biden said, "Yeah, let's go, Brandon." Do you think that means that Joe Biden didn't even know what "Let's go, Brandon" is?
I think there's a chance, yeah.
Because someone messaged me who was like a leftist and was like, "See, Let's Go, Brandon" isn't even popular enough that Joe Biden knows it.
Oh, his entire staff knows it. and saying that Joe Biden doesn't know isn't really a gotcha.
It's like
Joe Biden doesn't know where he is.
There's like stadiums of 100,000 people all over the country chanting "Let's go, Brandon."
See, it's not that popular. Joe didn't even know it. He doesn't know where he is. That's the whole point. His entire staff just did this behind they slap their head and they go, no. Every single person. Like, are you stupid?
And Jill even kind of had like
Jill was like,
her heart sank.
Yeah. Oh, that
and
was
he's like,
not
are you
good.
from Oregon? She's probably like, no.
Yeah.
Worst feeling. Yeah. It's so unpopular and he doesn't even know what it is. He doesn't even know where he is. Oh, that's so true. The Let's Go Brandon guy just made a joke. And now they're trying to get him like fired from his job and do all these things.
I saw his business posted like, we stand by this guy. Like,
Good.
We're not firing him.
I love that guy. That's a great
funny.
bit. You took a chance and you nailed it.
Remember on the previous podcast when we were talking about the mischievous American attitude? Like,
Yeah.
That's it right
Mischievous
there.
spirit.
Mischievous spirit. Just like, whatever. Ha ha.
No harm. It wasn't fuck Joe
No
Biden.
harm. Joe
That would have
Biden-
been a little bit more. That would have been too much.
Yeah, that would have been a lot. That would have been insane.
It would have been hard to back that up.
Yeah.
Let's Go Brandon, I love. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing. And how many years? Remember, fuck Trump, punch Trump, die from COVID Trump, cut his head off Trump, shoot Trump.
Yeah.
All these things, all these videos, all these celebrities in it. No one cares. But now Let's Go Brandon. What did the article say?
Oh, yeah. The article called it a right-wing slur.
A right-wing slur and a slow grow to an insurrection or something.
Oh, yeah. They called it somebody on MSNBC.
It is a slow grow to an insurrection.
It said it's part of a slow-moving insurrection.
Good.
So that's another one of their fantasy words where they love just like putting it all together and like, see, this is what we told you.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
Handmaid's Tale mixed with Harry Potter, mixed with Star Wars. We're the good guys, they're the bad guys. Get the vaccine. Like it's all
Cut
one
your nuts
thing.
off, guys.
Yeah, cut
that
your
way you don't challenge us and stop it.
Yeah.
So Let's Go Brandon, hilarious. There's also Let's Go Brandon crypto coin. We've talked about that a few weeks ago. I'm wearing the shirt right now. It's my favorite crypto coin. If you're asking what happened with SafeMoon, I'm still holding SafeMoon. I never sold SafeMoon. SafeMoon's doing fine. It's going to be a top 5 tech company, according to John Caroni. They want to be a top 5 company. I believe him as a long-term hold. I never sold SafeMoon. Now, LGB coin is my new favorite thing. Let's Go Brandon coin. They actually just sponsored Brandon, the NASCAR driver.
That's a good deal. That's who.
Brand new news.
Yeah.
So Brandon, the NASCAR driver, who had just there was articles about how he was getting canceled. He
Or couldn't find sponsorship. Or
he couldn't find sponsorships for his car. It was hard. He just announced that Let's Go Brandon coin sponsored the car. It's painted on the car. And now Let's Go Brandon sponsored Brandon himself, which I think is like a full circle simulation thing, which I love. I love when stuff like that happens. If you don't know what Let's Go Brandon coin is, it's a crypto coin similar to Doge. The way I'm describing it is like the right-wing Doge, but it's not necessarily just right-wing. Brandon, the car guy, announced in a op-ed he wrote where he's like, it's not a political thing, it's a pro-America thing. So it's like people who are affected by high gas prices or inflation or the job market or the COVID restrictions, stuff like that is who it's for. It's not for people
That's
saying,
the target demo.
Exactly. It's for people that like America. It's a pro-America coin. It's America's coin branding-wise. So Let's Go Brandon. If you're interested, the link's in the bio. lgbcoin.io is how you find out more and how you learn how to buy it. If you're not interested, no worries. As always, no FUD here. Don't come after me and tell me it's shilling for whatever. It's nothing. It's a meme coin. It's the right-wing Doge. If you want to miss the boat, miss the boat. They just sponsored Brandon. There's new ways to buy it. I would look into it if I were you. If you listened to me on SafeMoon, it would have been smart. You could have sold whenever you wanted. Not financial advice. It never is. Pretty clean?
Yeah, that sounded clean.
All right, let's move on. Kind of closing thoughts. Anything we want to add before we get out of here? I'm going to end with this. I was talking to someone at the airport, and they were a Republican. They liked Fleccas, but they were kind of like a chill
They
Republican.
recognized you, or
And they were telling me that like the Youngkin election kind of gives them hope for the Republican Party and says like, he was like, if we can embrace more people like Youngkin who are more palatable, then maybe we'll win long term. And I was kind of like not up for that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like a trick. It's like if you
I don't
think,
give up. I don't want to give up
Exactly.
ground to get ground.
we're basically saying like, oh yeah, the election wasn't stolen. January 6th was a coup. Joe Biden got 85 million votes. Now let's just go vote for some like Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan types
Let's get
who
John
are more-
McCain back.
Yeah, who are more palatable. We don't need palatable. It's not over. It's the end of Act 2. This is the part where Scar's in charge of the kingdom and everyone's eating bones or whatever. And all you can eat is bones and scraps.
Yeah, the hyenas are running wild.
Exactly. It's the end of Act 2. These are the dark times created by the bad people who stole their way, stole the election, stole the power, now are in charge. It's not over. Act 3's coming. Trump comes back. We win. We prosper. It would have been too easy if 2020 Trump just won. They go, all right, you won. You got your country back. Bye.
Enjoy it.
So this is kind of what had to happen. Obviously, here on the show, we don't think Joe Biden won the election fair and square. 85 million votes does not make sense to me. He's not the most popular president of all time.
All those swing counties that just went.
Yep. Makes no sense. January 6th was not an insurrection attempt. I don't need to get the vaccine. These are things that we believe on the show.
These are firm beliefs that you probably share with us for the most part.
Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. You probably do.
Maybe you're here for the jokes.
So that being said, don't let this phase you. Don't lose hope. Don't think that you're a minority. You're actually the majority. Most people agree with us. The truth is on our side. When they go do the audits, say it's even years from now and they figure it out, it's all going to come back to, oh yeah, Joe Biden cheated by like 10 million votes. So don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like you're going to lose in the end. Stay strong in your beliefs. Keeping it 100 and just realize the fight is not over. It's end of Act 2 and the Act 3 is where the hero returns and Trump, along with ourselves, are going to pull the American people out of it. Mostly ourselves. Trump's a leader and he's one person and he's great, but he's not the MAGA movement.
Yeah,
So that MAGA movement is not dead. Keep your red hats and get ready for the comeback. It's going to be epic. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. ShopFleccas.com for the best merch in the game. Use code Jerry for 15% off on all the shirts. Kid Thrasher shirt is available now. It's brand new, limited run, 2 weeks only. Thank you guys for watching. Leave us a 5-star review. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. We will see you at the next one.